The fact that the show is, well, the season's supposed to be 26 episodes, that probably means they don't expect it to last. Because, as Pie Guy said, Nick greenlit 40 episodes of Sam and Cat, so they clearly didn't expect the show to go on any longer. I'm talking about Sam and Cat and Game Shakers. Why am I smiling? Because this wasn't an episode that was insanely bad. This was actually just another bland episode like Lost on the Subway. This is episode 12. What was this one called again? Episode 12, Party Crashers. Which, if... I can't see a bottom for this one because it's bland. If they did a bottom, I'm guessing... If he did a bottom for it, then I'm guessing the Bizarro would probably be Battle of Panther. Battle of Panther, I think, is not my favorite episode. Not one of my favorite episodes of Drake and Josh, but a good one, I'd say. All right, so the episode. What happens is, they start out testing a new game, which is like a version of Operation. And it, yeah, there's that. And so then Hudson's trying to do something like, and it's weird that, like, after Tripp's testing the game and he fails, and then he goes, like, I lost my patience. And, like, clearly they're supposed to be, like, taking it too seriously on purpose. Although, the one thing I can say in which they played it semi-decently was they didn't have the laugh track go, "Aww," when he says, I lost my patient. Because, like, oh, come on. He's joking. He's not serious. The character himself is making a joke. He is not really upset because he failed the game, and you have no reason to be upset for him. So, there's this bizarre gag in which Hudson's eating raisins, and he's like, most raisins ever. He's trying to break that record. And it's weird that, like, when it comes to the point that he's counting how many raisins he eats, he's shouting out random numbers whenever he puts one into his mouth, like 1,003, 25,000, 94. And so then what happens is, the B plot of the episode involves, let's see, what does it involve? Dub is looking forward to his night out with Trip, but Trip, because he has to keep playing the game and testing it, he has to work, so he can't afford to waste time going out and doing his regular thing with his dad. So then, Dub takes out Hudson instead, and then says he's taking him all these cool places and letting him do all these cool things, when actually he's just taking him to a restaurant. And just the plan is just to make Trip jealous. And how that ends up going is, it ends up, the plot ends up ending with, like, Hudson reveals that Dub's deception, and then, like, Dub says he was sad that, like, Trip couldn't make it, and that's why he made it up. And so then Trip decides, okay, let's go now. And so they're going to go, and then he gets a call from one of his girls, Gabrielle, and then, like, he's planning to, he pretends that, like, a friend of his got hit by a truck and he has to go help, although Trip has figured it out fairly quickly, and he gets the fact that, like, he wants to go be with the girl, clearly not spend the night with his son. Okay, whatever. There were a few gags in this episode that amused me. Well, let me get to the A-plot. So, Kenzie and Babe are invited to this lonely, like, outcast girl's party, birthday party. Nobody wanted to go, and, like, she's sitting down in the corner of the school and she's crying. She's sitting down on the bench, and so then Kenzie wants to just Kenzie wants to comfort her and agrees that she and Babe will go. Babe is kind of obnoxious in this episode. I mean, yes, this is a mostly inoffensive episode, but at the same time, wow, this character is just being brash and unlikable for the sake of being brash and unlikable. Just because, like, hey, this is how we serve our humor, derp-de-derp. It's really not needed. It's really, really not needed. And we have, except for the fact that they agreed to help Bunny with a well, actually, like, Babe agrees to go when she sees his smoking hot she sees the girl's smoking hot stepbrother and decides, like, she really wants to go be with she really wants to try to, like, win him over in the episode. So then they go to the party, and very weird setup, and then, like, she's constantly trying to get close to the guy, but then it turns out, well, they were supposed to they couldn't make they actually shouldn't have gone to the party that night because Ruthless and Bunny, well, actually Bunny specifically, like, he's learning how to do nail polish, and so to paint girls' nails. He took, like, a class or a course or something, and he wants them to help him out, but they're not and they're willing to help him out. But then, like, Hudson reveals that, like, he was supposed to tell them that they had to cancel because they were going to the party, and so then they end up going to the party, and they kind of steal the show, which I expected this to be. Oh my god, I expected this to be so insufferable, and amazingly enough, it wasn't. Amazingly enough, it played pretty inoffensive. So, yeah, it comes to the point they're like, they want to go to the, they all want to go into the hot tub. But then, like, there's not enough room in the hot tub for everybody, so one person ends up getting left off. The hot tub has the shy girl, has the, like, lonely girl, Kenzie, Babe, Kenzie, lonely girl's mom, or stepmom, they don't specify, and Bunny and Ruthless. And then Mason, the stepbrother, there's no room for him, so he decides, I'm just going to go in the garage and work on my motorcycle. And so then Babe, like, finding everybody else to be insufferable with their antics, she gets out to go be around him while he's working on his motorcycle. But as she goes in, he comes back out the other way, and they say, oh, since Babe got out, there's enough room in the hot tub for you now. And so then we get Babe freaking out over it. And then, like, she really doesn't have the... Well, I mean, yes, it's kind of obnoxious for everybody to, like, demand drinks of her. Although they don't really when she gets out, but they don't really demand drinks of her. They're just requesting. But she freaks out and she gets angry, and then she goes over and grabs one of the, like, cucumber pool floats and, like, grips it in, like, kind of a huff. Although this gives us a kind of, like, dumb. I'm trying to figure out, like, whether or not I found this funny because it was genuinely funny, or whether I snickered just because, like, that was so stupid I had to laugh. There's a moment where, like, one of them, I'm guessing it's Bunny or Ruthless, suggests playing Marco Polo, or I think it's Kenzie, actually, who suggests playing Marco Polo, and then, like, she goes Marco, and then They all close their eyes. She goes, Marco, and Ruthless yells, Polo! And then, like, they're doing it again, and then Babe goes, Marco Polo doesn't work in here, it's too small! Something like that, and that got a chuckle out of me. Oh, here's a weird thing. The Danmore building appears in the second shot of this episode. Wow. I mean, just... That's as if the Happy Madison logo, if, like, they passed by, like, the Happy Madison Studios in one of Adam Sandler's movies. I can imagine that happening in one of Adam Sandler's movies, with the way his movies are now. And you know, I've seen Grown Ups 2, and oh my god, Grown Ups 2 is so, one of the most pointless, if not the most pointless, let me rephrase, the most pointless, if not one of the most pointless movies I've ever seen. That's saying something. Because, like, just of all of his sequels to make, of all of his movies to make a sequel of, Grown Ups 2? Grown Ups? You choose Grown Ups? If anything, you should have chose You Don't Mess with the Zohan. Or one of his earlier films. Like, I even would have liked to see, even though I wasn't a big fan of Billy Madison. Maybe Billy Madison. Although probably, I definitely say second, Happy Gilmore. To You Don't Mess with the Zohan, because, and you know, like I've said before, it's weird how, like, maybe if Dave Schneider was to do something adult, maybe it'd play better. He should try and broaden his horizons in that way. And so, we have, because, like, Adam Sandler, if you've seen Bedtime Stories or either of the Hotel Transylvania movies, he does a kids movie. They're really good. Because his humor fits that so well, and it's appropriate for it. And it manages to, like, the level of intelligence just plays so perfectly, I think, for that. Where it's just really inconsistently lost in his other earlier films. Like, for example, Pixels. I bring it back to Pixels again. I'm going to keep bringing it back to Pixels, because Pixels is, for everyone, was the last straw. Protecting Adam Sandler. So the episode has Ruthless and Bunny decide we're gonna leave so that Babe can get back into the hot tub. Well, because Kenzie quietly suggested to them, and then sure enough that happens. And then they say that we're gonna go to this monster truck rally, and then, like, Mason goes, I want to go, and then he gets out of the hot tub, and the three of them end up leaving to go to the monster truck rally, and then, like, Kenzie, the girl, and the mother, they have their antics, and Babe, like, sinks into the hot tub, utterly, like, just in utter futility. And yeah, it's hard to feel sorry for Babe, because, like, yeah, like I said, she was insufferable. She was kind of, like, doing everything to be unlikable in the episode, or trying very hard. The episode is treating it like she's in the right, but really, it's not. She kind of is earning everything that's happening because she's being selfish in that way. And at the same time, yeah, there's the fact that everybody else is, like, making things difficult for her, but they're not doing it on purpose. And yeah, some leftovers. I'll respect to Pie Guy for the use of that phrase. We have like a moment where, like, Dub, Ruthless, and Bunny, they do an SATURDIY night, quick little gag, and then I just realized I wrote down the Dan Warp thing twice, and then we also get a one of the more blatant references, which I knew they were going to reference this the second he started saying the line. When, like, Dub says to Trip, when are we going to hang out? And then Trip goes, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. We'll have a good time then. I knew right away, the moment he started saying the line, that they were going to make a reference to Cats in the Cradle. Now, I fucking love Cats in the Cradle, but at the same time, come on. Don't make it so obvious. Although then again, A joke can still be funny even if it's obvious, but at the same time, don't. It's hard to really describe it. Anyways, I'm out of time. Catch you guys on the flip side. At the next one.